Hi, I'm David Edmonds of the BBC World Service, and this is The Big Idea. I found the most fascinating ideas around and the people who thought them up, and I'm going to do my best to explain them. Today's big idea, the growth mindset, and the secret to how you can unlock talent.
I was always interested in why some people take on challenges and then really thrive in the face of difficulty, even obstacles, whereas other people, just as capable, play it safe, avoid things where they might fail, and really run from or wilt in the face of failures.
Carol Dweck is a psychology professor at Stanford University in California, whose research is changing thinking around the world on education and motivation. Think of some supremely talented people.
Serena Williams beat sister Venus at the Australian Open to secure a record 20...
Tennis star Serena Williams. Or a scientific genius.
Dr. Albert Einstein came to America with his wife to escape Nazi persecution. His mathematical wizardry led to the atomic age.
Or perhaps a great composer. Mozart, Einstein and Serena Williams, they'd make a rather fascinating dinner party. But what do they have in common? Well, unlike us mortals, they were born with a gift, right? Well, yes, half right. Talent, of course, they possess. But what most hugely successful people also share in common is what Professor Dweck calls a growth mindset.
The growth mindset doesn't say that we all come with the same talent. It doesn't deny there may be individual differences in talents or abilities. But the growth mindset is the idea that no matter where you are at any given point, you can always develop those abilities. And you don't know how far you're going to get with that.
Contrast the growth mindset with the fixed mindset. Carol Dweck says those with a fixed mindset believe that talent and abilities are permanent and unchanging. Of course, these are not binary categories. There's a spectrum. You may be more at one end or more at the other. How do we know which?
Well, we have a brief questionnaire that you can administer to people. For example, if I said to you, agree or disagree, you have a certain amount of intelligence and you can't really do much to change that.
So I think I agree.
Your intelligence is something very basic about you that you can't really change.
Yes, to some extent I agree. This is not going well. It looks like I have a fixed mindset. And Carol Dweck's research suggests that those with a fixed mindset tend to do less well at school. The evidence for this includes a mass survey of a particular age group, 15 and 16-year-olds, across an entire country, Chile.
That was an exciting study. We had the opportunity to study over 160,000 students, all the 10th graders in the public schools in Chile.
Okay, so tell me about that test. What did you find?
We found that at every level of family income, the students who had endorsed more of a growth mindset were outperforming the students who had endorsed more of a fixed mindset. Even more interesting, the lower income kids who endorsed a growth mindset were performing at the level of much more affluent kids who endorsed a fixed mindset.
So how does this growth mentality work its magic? Why is it apparently such a good predictor of academic success? Well, one mechanism appears to be the attitude to error. The growth mindset lot learn from their mistakes, but fixed mindset people are terrified of making errors. If talent is innate, then mistakes signal stupidity. And here's a strange thing. She's found that in fixed mindset organisations, those where brilliance is glorified, cheating is more common.
Yes, exactly. So if you believe the deep culture of your organization worships fixed talent, then you think, okay, who are the smart ones? Who are the not smart? Who are the superstars? Who are the geniuses? And then people in that organization say they hide information from each other, they keep secrets, they cut corners, they cheat in order to look better than the next person.
Well, after establishing I suffer from a fixed mindset, I want to know if there's anything I can do about it. I'm determined to change my attitude. But how? Can mindsets be altered? Recently, Dweck has developed a computer program in which kids are exposed to just 2 30-minute online sessions. It tells them, for example, about the brain's plasticity, its ability to change. So a mere 1 hour of their time.
And what we find is that for lower achieving students, there's a change in grade point average, a modest change, but wow, and a nice jump in how many students are on track, that is, above a D or an F average, which are the lowest. And it amounts to maybe as many as, if given on a broad scale across the country, tens and tens of thousands of students more being on track to graduate. So again, modest, but compelling.
If you're a parent listening to this, you probably think your kids are really smart. Don't worry, all parents do. It's the disease of parenticitis. It's probably hardwired into you. But, well, they can't all be smart. And here's the thing. Telling your little darling that they're a genius might backfire.
If you keep telling kids how smart they are, you're telling them, that's what I admire you for, that's what you should be. So in many ways, it's conveying more of a fixed mindset. So what do? Now, some people think I'm saying don't praise your kids or don't get excited when they do well. Of course you should be excited, but focus on the process that led to their success or good grades or whatever, whether it was the studying, the strategies, the perseverance. Because what happens when you say how smart you are, then they think, well, they're not going to love me and respect me if suddenly one day I do something that's not smart.
How radical a change can altering a mindset produce? One experiment compared students who were told, wow, that's a really good score, you must be smart at this, with students told, wow, that's a really good score, you must have tried really hard. The second group did better on the next, more challenging set of problems. In another experiment, by changing mindsets on a Native American reservation near Seattle, elementary school students were raised from virtually the bottom to virtually the top of their region.
So that's kind of amazing. They were near the top of the district, which included much more affluent sections of Seattle. So we don't know what potential is locked up in so many students who hate school, are afraid of school, are anxious in school. How amazing would it be for us to unlock that potential in students who have traditionally not achieved?
Thanks a lot for listening to The Big Idea from the BBC World Service with me, David Edmonds. The producer is Ben Cooper. If you think this episode has improved your mindset, please leave a rating or comment if your podcast provider allows you to. You can even let me know on social media about the big ideas you think I should be looking at. In episode 6, how super will computer superintelligence be? Thanks for listening.